Hey there guys, this is Sam
and Justin
at the Survival Review, and today we're going to be doing the spoiler-filled review of Man of Steel, which,
well, yeah, let's just first off, you give your little opinion.
My little opinion, I really enjoyed it. Like he said in his review, it wasn't the 10 out of 10 movie I was really crossing my fingers for.
What would you give it out of 10?
Out of 10, I'd give it 8.5.
I gave it a 9. I wouldn't pause it because I really liked it.
I really enjoyed it. It wasn't perfect by any means, but yeah, I really enjoyed it for what it was.
And that's where the non-spoilers end. So
exactly.
Let's get into this.
So
where do you want to start?
You can start it up.
Let's see. Well, let's just start out right away with the most controversial thing in the movie: Superman killing Zod.
Yeah.
Because I've been reading online, but everybody's going nuts about that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize at first. Like, I remember walking out of the theater, and the first thing I said was, "That's cool inside when Superman kills Zod."
Yeah.
But
I thought it was kind of cool.
I can see why people are a little skeptical on it, because Superman doesn't kill. But they justified it. They made it work. Like, he wasn't just like, snap, okay, walk away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was well done, and
yeah,
it didn't make you think of Superman as a cold-blooded killer.
And it gives him that reason, like, why he doesn't want to kill. It's not just him being like, I'm a nice guy, I don't want to kill.
Yeah.
It gives him, like, a legit reason. And I thought that was just really well done.
Yeah.
So I didn't mind it.
I didn't mind it either, and I could see where people are coming from with that. I mean, he's Zod. It's...
Yeah, that too, but just...
it does suck that he's not going to be in any...
But that leaves it open to, like... Leave it open for Brainiac and Lex Luthor.
Lex Luthor, I'm so glad, was not a part of this movie.
And they're doing the next one, they should make him, like, not as prominent as a villain. Because, well, you can't top what happened in this movie. That's another thing. Like, people are complaining about the total destruction in this movie.
Yeah, there's...
Yeah, well, I didn't expect there to be that much destruction.
There was a lot.
That final scene at the end, right before Zod and Superman start fighting, you just see the background, and everything's just destroyed. You're like... Absolutely. What is this, like a post-apocalyptic movie right now?
And that was really cool. All the effects and everything destroying the town. You actually got to go see the train. Yes.
The train crashing through the Sears.
You saw that Sears and the train being prepared, but you didn't get to see it happen.
No, they were off schedule that day. They were behind schedule.
Darn. But still very cool that you got to go there.
Yeah, it was fun. It was crazy to see because I was at Plano, Illinois, where they filmed the Smallville scenes. It was crazy to see Smallville destroyed. And then watching the movie and see Smallville get destroyed, and seeing, like, I saw the aftermath. Now here's how it actually happened. And because Smallville, like Metropolis, gets destroyed.
Yeah, it all just
we need like the Justice League to come clean this up.
Exactly.
Hint.
Because
like this, like I said in the review, like everything was riding on this movie.
Yeah.
You know, this is like Iron Man 1, where it's like if Iron Man 1 failed, there wouldn't be the Avengers. And this, where it's not as well received, it still made a ton of money. And so there's definitely going to be a Man of Steel sequel, which they already announced the day before the movie came out. So, because I heard they're planning on doing Man of Steel 2, and then maybe doing like Justice League after that.
Well...
Because Zack Snyder,
I'm very excited about that.
Because Zack Snyder said, like, we need one more, we need Superman to develop more before we get to Justice League, and that makes perfect sense.
And that's another thing is development. That's something that didn't really hit me too hard in this movie.
This movie was lacking some.
It was lacking some character development.
I was surprised that like most of the second and third act was just action.
Yeah, that blew me away.
Like, do you remember the first teaser trailer that premiered during Dark Knight Rises?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like epic, like gonna be really emotional and stuff like that. Yeah,
not really.
Good trailer.
Yeah, it was a great trailer, and like some characters they just didn't develop well. Like Lois Lane in particular, I mean, Amy Adams did a good job playing her, but they didn't really do much with the journalistic portion of the character.
Briefly went through that in the beginning.
Yeah,
but what they did with that, I saw like Lois Lane in her. Like,
you could.
She was well cast. It's like she didn't get as much like stuff to do that made her feel like Lois Lane.
Exactly.
She was in a lot of like stuff with the military and stuff like that. It was kind of like, what did you think of Lois Lane knowing Superman's secret? Like, right at the beginning.
Right at the beginning, it was just...
It confused me.
It did.
At first, because I was so confused about the beginning in general, like the whole like ice thing, and that just confused me. And then all of a sudden, like, Lois Lane's going to the Fortress of Solitude. I'm like, wait, how are they gonna like...
Exactly.
How are they gonna like stop this from happening? And then it doesn't. I'm like, oh, I see where they're going now. That's kind of weird.
And it did catch me by surprise that she knew from the beginning.
Yeah, that was a little strange. But...
And really more the mystery she was trying to solve was not like who is Superman, but trying to find him again, really.
Yeah. That was interesting. I thought it was just weird at first. So, when I met in my review, the beginning was kind of disjointed. I was saying that like the whole discovery of the Fortress of Solitude didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I don't know. And the way the beginning of the movie was paced out, after the Krypton scene, which was amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was so sweet. Oh, awesome seeing Krypton. And just, there's actually a lot of changes to the backstory.
Yeah, there were.
Like Superman's the first naturally born baby in like decades. That was surprising. That was weird. And the whole like
it was
the whole Kodak thing.
Yeah, I was at first I was kind of like, what is this thing? A skull inside of Superman or what?
What? But it worked out near the end. But what I meant by some of the disjointedness was like some of the way they did the whole flashback thing as the origin story. I thought that was a good idea. I meant
it was a good idea, but the way they
flow
played it out, it was like, oh, this is time now, boom, flashback, and then it's regular time for a couple minutes, but then boom, flashback again, and it's just really...
I thought the way the beginning was paced, because like that whole scene at like the oil tanker part, that was just like so rushed and just like random.
Yeah, you're just like, wait, so now he's on a crab boat. Now it's an action scene.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second, and then like 5 minutes after they get the whole scene where Clark's bus crashes off the bridge, like 5 minutes later, and you're just like, wait, what? And that
they don't really give you much of a break in between
that was not well
paced.
The beginning of the movie was not well paced.
No.
And as it got on to get better paced, I mean, the story is very simple.
Yeah.
Because most of the ending of the movie is just stuff blowing up.
The entire last half hour of the movie is boom, kaboom, bang, which I enjoyed.
It was because it was awesome seeing Superman do all these crazy things. But one thing I felt during the part where they were starting to kind of like merge Metropolis, to turn it into Krypton, and they had to like use Superman's ship to... Well, that whole part, I really thought Superman got lost in the action. During that middle part right there. He was kind of like, he was like, this is going on, then Superman's off doing this. And then this is going on, while it's going on, Superman's doing that. Yeah, I mean, I kind of got lost for a second there, what he was actually doing exactly, too. I was just finding those like tentacle things. I was just kind of like, what? Okay, cool, I guess. I was kind of lost.
It looked cool.
Yeah. So that middle like part where like everything was starting to attack Metropolis, that was a little kind of complicated and hard to follow. Also, like, how's the government not find out that like Clark Kent's Superman? Like, how they get the ship out of his barn without?
Well.
Maybe they'll do that in the sequel. Doubt it, but
I have my doubts.
So they better establish the whole like Metropolis Ground Zero thing, and the whole like Superman killing people. That's probably gonna develop more.
Really, what I think that's gonna develop into is making him regret killing him, and just that's what makes him not want to kill ever.
Yeah, that's a cool idea. That's why I didn't mind them.
I do enjoy that idea. Hopefully,
and it just came as I think the Zod thing just came as a surprise too.
It did.
I was just like, whoa. Everybody was like silent for that. Like, it was like, wait, did he just? Oh, wow, that's crazy. Also, there are some good Easter eggs.
Yeah, there were like LexCorp. I saw that on a couple of like on one of the tanker trucks.
Yeah, it was on the tanker truck that Zod like pushed that Superman in the final fight scene.
Yeah, that's
which has a great shot where Superman standing there and just blows up in the background. That was awesome. and then you see it in the building.
And you mentioned the satellite.
Yes, the satellite during the Zod and Superman fight at the end, where they fly into space. The satellite is a Wayne Enterprises satellite. It's just so awesome knowing that Bruce Wayne is in this world.
Yeah.
It's in the Superman universe.
He's just in France or something with Catwoman. He's just like, oh.
Somebody broke my satellite.
I'll let Superman take care of that
Somebody broke my satellite. That sucks. No, but they actually confirmed that Superman in this universe is not Christian Bale or the part of the Dark Knight trilogy.
Oh, okay.
It's a totally different Dark Knight trilogy is its own thing, which I like. I can't really see that universe combining with.
Yeah,
I mean, this was a much more realistic movie, but it still just feels weird.
That's all like realism,
extreme realism too.
And this is, I mean,
it's
Superman.
realistic, like the way they portray the fact that like, I got to portray the whole thing how Jonathan Kent was like, well, how are they going to treat you? You know what I mean? When you show yourself to us, it's not like Superman the movie where it's like, oh cool, Superman, that's cool. But no, it's like people are going to be worried that there's a superpowered alien who's like God practically. You know, the way they do that is much more realistic, which I really liked. Speaking of Jonathan Kent, the whole his death scene. What do you think of that?
It was kind of well done.
It was well done, and there's some good moments, but I just felt like, do you think you would have taken the dog with you in the first place?
well, there were a few issues I had. Like, first, I honestly just could not stand the fact that he just stood there and didn't even try.
And I don't get exactly why they couldn't let. I can understand why doing that because of like Superman. Like, uses fast speed drive, and that would have revealed himself. Like, why couldn't...
And that wouldn't even reveal himself. He could have just gone and... Oh, he miraculously made it with the dog really quick.
Why couldn't Clark go into the tornado and catch him? Like, nobody would have really saw that. You know what I mean? It's not like they would have, right away noticed him, like, dodging everything. People wouldn't have seen that. It would have been, like, hiding from the tornado. You know, I know that was his idea. Because that would probably, like, give you away, but I don't think it would if he went back for the dog.
No, and... Yeah, it worked well.
It was well done. I mean, it's much different than like...
But it pisses me off.
It's much different than the classic way that Jonathan Kent dies, by a heart attack.
Yeah.
And this is a little more extreme and had kind of different ideas behind it. Like, the whole thing with him dying from a heart attack was that, like, Superman couldn't even stop the smallest of things. Mm-hmm. And this was kind of more of a bigger thing than that. But I thought it was interesting. It was well done, but there were some flaws in the... like ideas behind it.
Yeah.
What did you think of the cast?
I thought the cast it was a good cast. There wasn't really anyone where I would say they weren't for that role. I think everyone played their parts really well.
Yeah, like going in, like I said, my review, I was skeptical because I'm like, it's such a big cast. Mm-hmm. I think the characters are gonna get lost in the fact that hey, it's Kevin Costner, not Jonathan Kent. But they all felt like the characters.
The only person I would say that didn't do as well as I would hope they would do is Zod. He did a good job.
I don't blame him. I think I kind of blame the writing.
I'd actually say the writing. He played the part well. It's just
a lot of time was him just like screaming angrily.
Exactly.
You know, but I like how Zod actually had more of he had a legit motivation. Mm-hmm. He wasn't just like I'd just take over Earth because we can. Like, and he kind of had like a legit reason you can almost go with. Not really, but you can almost go with it that he wants like Krypton to live on, and it's the only way it can. And you're like, I see where you're getting that, but Earth would be destroyed. That'd be kind of bad. But
yeah,
a little bit. But that was actually really interesting. They had a good motive. Like the characters were much more complex, which is a lot of things you say with the Dark Knight movies. But it worked in this favor. It wasn't just like the Superman 2 Zod where it's like, look at that, there's Earth. Well, let's go. Check it out. But so I really liked. I mean, I guess that Zod did underwhelm me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I like how, because this movie could have, like, if they did it the typical way, it would feel very familiar. And that's why I did the whole flashback thing. So I found it interesting how started working for the Day Planet at the final scene.
Yeah. That was cool.
That worked out because it didn't feel like your typical Superman movie. It felt different, but it didn't feel like different in a bad way.
No.
It didn't feel like, oh, it doesn't feel at all like... It's not like Batman Returns where it just went so much into Tim Burton territory where it just didn't feel right. This actually still feels... It feels good. Like, it feels fun.
It did. Yeah. And it was just kind of cool to see it end rather than him working at the Daily Planet without Lois Lane.
Yeah.
It is kind of cool to know that they're going to be working together and she knows that he's Superman.
Yeah, that works out. I mean, it also helps that she knew his name was Clark Kent in the first place. But That's the main reason why she found out. A lot of people were saying like, oh, he can see through the disguise. I didn't really think it was that because they said, hey, this is Clark Kent. She's like, oh, I know that guy. He's Superman.
Yeah.
So we were saying that their relationship was kind of forced, Superman and Lois Lane not really developed much, and I can
see where that's coming from, but
I still bought it.
Yeah, it wasn't something where you're like, no, that's not realistic.
Yeah, I bought most things in this movie besides the pacing that was off a little bit at the beginning. Yeah. That was my major complaint. Like I felt and the fact that there's a lot of just action, not much character development, and the shaky cam got a little. Yeah, the shaky cam was my main issue with the movie. Like, I'm surprised because it's Zack Snyder.
He's known for.
But then I'm thinking, I'm pretty sure he does the wide shots for like the big slow-mo stuff. Yeah. That's probably why. They could have actually think they could have used some slow motion in this movie. It would have been cool. See Superman do some of that stuff in slow motion. Actually, would have been pretty cool. I think. Yeah. I mean, they don't have to overdo it like he kind of did in Watchmen, which I felt he overdid a little bit. Well, 300 was meant to be that way, but Watchmen I felt they didn't need to do as much slow-mo, so I wish there was some. Yeah. But I don't know if you agree, but that whole scene where Jonathan kind of talking to young Clark, telling him how he has to keep himself a secret, and the camera just shaky, it was moving. I was just like, wait, what? Why is it, what are you doing? Yeah, it reminded me of A Good Day to Die Hard, where that scene like that, where they were just standing there talking, the camera's moving, I'm like, no, you don't have to move. You can just stay. People are going to keep interested, don't worry. They're not going to lose interest. Because feel like there's some like college student behind the camera, got to get an artsy shot in here. One thing I mentioned in my review that I knew you were going to elaborate on was the fact that the word Superman is only used once. It was only used once, and I absolutely hated the way it was used. That's what I was thinking about. Hated it. I actually really liked the idea of it being, the movie's called Man of Steel. It's not Superman back again. Yeah. No, it's Man of Steel. Then the whole movie, they didn't go saying Superman. There's that one scene where Lois in the interrogation room. Exactly. She's about to say it, and then it cuts. She's about to say it. She gets interrupted. I liked that. That was cool. I like that. Yeah. But then that guy walks in, hey, Superman's out there, or whatever he says. Who's that? Like, who's that? Of all the ways to say Superman. There's no build up to it. Like, just like, hey, not only did I not want them to say Superman, but I didn't want them to say the name in that. I wouldn't have minded them saying it, but just the way they said it was unnecessary. Yeah. He's just like, hey, and it's not a thing where I minded them saying it. It's an issue where they played it off the whole first half of the movie, like, okay, it looks just like they're not even gonna call him. Yeah, which is awesome. I loved it. That was cool. I really liked the idea. But the way the scene goes, he just goes like, "Hey, sir, Superman's on his way." He's like, "Who's that?" Oh, they call him Superman. Oh, yeah, that's it. And it's just like, what happens like right between right before the third act and just never mentioned again. It's like they forgot that they said Superman in the movie. Like, oh, we gotta put it in here somewhere. Let's just write this down. Yeah. And they could have found a better way to kind of build it up. Like even honestly, I wish they hadn't done it in the first place. Yeah. I wish they had gone the whole movie not saying the word Superman. And like even if they had to, like maybe like had it introduced like a newspaper and quotes like Superman saves the day or something like that. Yeah. It would have been better than having just a random army guy saying, "Hey, Superman." It was really lame. Yeah, it was unnecessary. Let's put it that way. But like I like how. But that's a minor complaint. Yeah, it's just like one scene. And I like how they the backstory stuff was actually kind of different stuff. It wasn't just your typical backstory scene. Like the whole scene with him and the little kid at the school. That was really well done. All of a sudden, he just starts sensing everything. I also like that. The characters they developed with their powers. Like that scene with Zod. When he all of a sudden got the powers, he's like, what the heck's going on? Yeah. That was awesome. He doesn't just like 5 minutes later, he's not like, okay, I'm good. Yeah. It takes him like till the end of the movie to fly. It takes him to the end of the movie to fly. And like, that's awesome. That they kind of developed it. So that was really well done. Like the way the powers were handled, the powers were awesome. Like the heat vision was insane in this movie. Heat vision was crazy. It just all around, just for the most part, just really worked. Awesome. Yeah, like I said, not the masterpiece we wanted, but good enough. Stronger than most people are saying it. A lot of people are tearing this movie apart. And I don't see why. It was really enjoyable. I say it's one of the almost right under one of the some of the best comic book movies. Not exactly up there, but like right by it. Yeah, I wouldn't put it up with the best of the best, but it's a good movie. Yeah, and also I just don't. I don't know if anybody was wondering. Like, don't compare it to the Superman the movie. No, because they're so different. And I'm not saying that. I'm not saying like I gave Superman 10 out of 10. I'm not saying that it's like better.
No, it's just they're completely different movies in the same vein that Batman 1989 is completely different.
It's like everybody's saying like who you like better, Heath Ledger or Jack Nicholson. They're so different.
Completely different. And
can't really be like
they're both fantastic. Yeah. It's just they're both different.
Yeah, so it's not like I still say that Superman the movie is like my all-time favorite comic book movie. But it's not. I'm not saying it like it's much better than Man of Steel. Like I don't think it makes much sense. But like
as a comic book movie in itself, it's better. The original Superman.
It's still like it's a more classic movie. This is different. It's not necessarily.
But it's very, very, very.
It's not worse than the fact that like they screwed everything up. They didn't really screw up much in this movie at all. Besides some of the writing, like everything else is really well done. The backstories, the Krypton, which is like a fully developed world. And it's awesome.
Yeah,
I plan to see it again.
Yeah, so do I.
Because it really worked. I mean,
you should too.
Or if you're stupid enough to watch the video and then not see the movie. And if you actually did, I'm sorry for calling you stupid.
Yeah.
That's
pretty much
everything. Yeah. I mean, I know there's a lot of stuff I forgot about. But that's how it works. That's how this world works. But that's Man of Steel. Excited it's finally out. Still kind of crazy that it is out because of all this wait.
Yeah,
like it's 2 years. It was supposed to come out in December. It got pushed back to June. So like this 2-year wait. Like when I went to the set, that was in 2011.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
August 2011.
I remember him coming back. He comes home with a bullet that was fired from like a helicopter, he has a shell casing that came out from the blanks that were being fired.
And the past.
So this is a prop.
Yeah.
That is a prop for Man of Steel right there in my hands.
And I have
in my pocket.
And I have a lanyard from that.
Mm-hmm.
That I wasn't supposed to keep, but
Yeah.
You know, at this point in time, I don't think they care.
Yeah. I'm actually going to steal this.
I want that back.
Alrighty.
So that's
about everything.
Steel. That's all our Superman videos. Actually, the Superman shrine kind of is going to be gone.
Yeah, it's going to be gone.
I mean, not that sad because there's Superman 3, 4 returns, but you know, that's Man of Steel, and
we're rambling now. So we'll see you guys later.
Yep.